momentum. Now, I don't want to get into the real scientific part of it, but I do want you to understand that momentum is defined by speed and mass. Now, speed, we all know because I rode here with the speedster. And y'all understand, she got a little lead in her foot. But mass is the weight of a thing. I feel like preaching. Mass is the weight of a thing. What does that mean, Pastor? It means if I choose two objects identifiable the same size and I drop them from the same level, the one that's the heaviest will move the fastest. So y'all getting this today? So sometimes people look like they're doing exactly what you're doing. Sometimes people seem to be ahead of you, but there's a weight and a heaviness that's coming with you in 2021 that's going to give you an edge. So y'all don't want to hear me today. Y'all still acting like y'all ain't understanding. So here it is, momentum. And when these two objects come together, the one with the weight begins to move faster. 2 Corinthians 3:18, for those that need a scripture, I'm going to give y'all a word. I'm a word preacher. I love to be excited, but I love word. So 2 Corinthians 3:18, it says, and we all who with unveiled faces contemplate the Lord's glory and being transformed into his image with an everlasting glory, which comes from the Lord who is the Spirit. Now let me give you just a little bit of the exegetical breakdown. This is where some of them degrees come from, so you better know what you're talking about, girl. So here it is. There is a word that's called kabod. It is a Hebrew word. Now Hebrew means anything that is translated from the Old Testament. If you go in the New Testament, that will be Greek. So here it is that the word kabod means weight. It means heavy. So when it talks about God's glory, if you spend any time in church, you hear people say the glory of God. What they're saying is the weightiness of God is here. And we can recognize him because I can sense him. I can feel him. Something's pushing me. Something's reminding me that I have the goods. Are y'all with me? And so here it is. The weight, the glory of God is the personhood of God. It is not a feeling, because sometimes in church we think that the glory only shows up in the four walls. But the weight of God, the glory, the kabod, shows up wherever you are. And the crazy thing about it is when God's weight comes upon you, you can do some things you couldn't do before. So in 2021, we walk in heavy. That means I'm not walking by myself. I'm not doing this on my own. I'm not doing this based on my skill or my education. I'm doing this because the weight of God is upon me. Oh, let me slow it down a little bit. So here it is. In this season, I believe that God is causing unstoppable momentum because he's adding weight to you. Now, in the hood or in an idiom or slang term, walking heavy means somebody who's walking with an attitude. It is somebody who understands that they got a little extra something. Sometimes people call them cocky and they think they all that, they just walking heavy. Don't be mad. I heard the sister say flex. That's another way of saying I'm just walking heavy because the weight of God is with me. Are y'all getting this? Can I go a little further? I don't even know what my time is, but here it is. When you start walking heavy, you understand there are three things. You get God's presence, you get God's power, and you get God's permission. There's some things that you will accomplish because he released his weight for you to do some damage in the earth. That thing that stopped you before, now you got his permission to move forward. I dare you look at your neighbors at your table and say, I'm walking heavy. I got a different kind of walk this year. See, the way I folded at things last year, I'm walking a little different this year. I don't want you to misdiagnose what I'm doing, but I'm in a different place. Are you with me today? I heard the sister talk about turning 50. Well, I'm getting ready to be 53. And I'm going to tell you now, 50, I start walking real heavy. You stop worrying about what people think. You stop worrying about what people say. You stop being concerned about who don't support you. You realize that I need the kabod to help me in this season. Can I go a bit further.